If I had to choose only one early Windows machine to keep and had to sell all of the rest, I think I'd have to keep my Toshiba Libretto. I know what you might be thinking. Yes, my favorite DOS machine is an ultra-portable laptop. While I've always had a penchant for portable devices, I have some other reasons to love this little machine. Let's talk about my favorite little laptop in this episode of Brian's Computer Retreat. The Toshiba Libretto was a line of insanely compact and yet nearly fully featured laptops created by Toshiba, primarily between 1996 and 2002 in Japan, though they were discontinued in 1999 in Europe and the US. Most popular in Japan, these subnotebooks catered to business people who needed to carry their documents around with them but didn't want to deal with the compromises of a cheaper Palmtop computer or PDA. Instead of a wimpy 8086 CPU, like the one in my Keynote companion Palmtop, the first Libretto shipped with a 75MHz 486DX4 with 8MB of RAM and a 270MB hard disk. This made the Libretto a pretty full-featured machine for the day, in a box that was about the same size as a VHS cassette, or perhaps more fittingly, about the size of a small novel. A libretto is the text of an opera and comes from the diminutive form of the Italian word libro, which means book. The libretto's major ace up its sleeve is its sound chip. Really, the fact that it even has one puts it ahead of some of the other ultra-portables I have from this era. This machine has an OPL3 sound chip, giving it Sound Blaster compatible sound. This makes the Libretto a wonderful little DOS gaming system. Using the pointer nub gives serious Nintendo 3DS vibes, and the screen on my 110CT is nearly identical in size to my Nintendo Switch. The screen is also active matrix, which is incredibly important if you want to play games on a laptop. The Libretto 110CT I have here is the best Libretto which was available in the US. The Libretto line continued in Japan, but the styling of newer models is much more modern, which detracts from the nostalgia factor for me. This 110CT has a Pentium MMX running at 233MHz, making it plenty powerful for any pre-3D game I want to throw at it. Its 32MB of RAM is more than enough for basic tasks in Windows 98, including Winamp running in the background while I write this in Microsoft Word 2000. The tiny speaker, though clearly not as nice as a full 90s-era multimedia system, is surprisingly bearable and loud. The only downside of this model in the audio department is the fact that it uses a 2.5mm headphone jack, which needs an adapter to be used with standard audio cables. I swapped out the original 4.3GB hard drive, which did still work, with a new 32GB CF card and an adapter, which I've somehow managed to fill already despite its gargantuan-seeming size for the time. Overall, I think the Libretto is my favorite Windows machine in my collection. While it's not the most convenient machine to use all of the time, considering it needs expansion cards and a docking station to access almost any I/O, I am very lucky to have the standard docking station, the special PCM-CIA floppy drive, and a backpack CD-ROM drive, making this machine capable of everything I want out of a classic PC. Add on to that an Orinoco Gold card to get it onto my classic Wi-Fi network, and I have wireless networking that runs just as fast as the wired networking I was initially working with. Add a USB PC card and a CF card to PC card adapter, and you have a machine that can talk to any system I could want it to. The only lasting issue with it is that I can't find appropriate cells to resell the lithium battery, which would truly make this the perfect early Windows laptop. Next, let's look at what gaming is like on the Toshiba Libretto. The first game I'd like to show off is Scooby-Doo Phantom of the Night. This is a point-and-click adventure game from when I was growing up, and it runs pretty nicely on the Libretto. There are occasional hiccups in video playback, but the audio sounds pretty good.
Sounds like somebody's hungry.
That's no somebody. That's a something. Goodness, what was that?
Like a dragon, and a big one at that.
Don't be silly, Shaggy. There are no such things as dragons.
Maybe not, but whatever it was, we better pull off at that castle up ahead. We got a good scorching. What a castle! I think we'd be a lot safer inside.
We'll have to get across that moat first.
Look at those flags on top of the castle. I'll bet it's some sort of signal. If we match the flags down here to those up there, it should lower the drawbridge.
Way to go! All right, gang, let's roll!
Scooby, do you need a Scooby snack to go in?
Well.
Let's keep going. We're running out of time.
The next educational game I'd like to show off is Logical Journey of the Zoombinis. This game is much older, and the display needs to be set manually to 640 by 480 at 256 colors in order to function. The game itself, once it's launched, runs nicely.
After days tossed about by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land. Splendid job!
The next game I'd like to show off is The Incredible Machine, Even More Contraptions. This game does not work perfectly because it was designed for an 800 by 600 screen, but the panning mode driver of the display makes it at least playable. Aside from the slight oddity of having to see only a portion of the screen at a time, the game runs pretty nicely. The next game I'd like to show off is Blade Runner. This classic game works very nicely on the Libretto, although there are occasional hitches in the audio playback.
Sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds. What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight. Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it. I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep. Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair. McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was 2 men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Finally, let's play Duke 3D. This game is configured to run in DOS mode, so as soon as I launch it from the start menu, the system will reboot into DOS mode and give me the best possible gaming experience for this game.
Let's rock. Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my rally. Come get some.
Exiting the game returns me back to Windows. Overall, the Libretto has come out to be exactly what I wanted from it. A small, light, incredibly endearing way to get into old DOS games I've been curious about, and a great way to relive the games I played as a kid. It's an incredibly functional tool to get some distraction-free writing going. Though I might be an oddball here, I did learn to type on an eMate 300, so I'm kind of accustomed to tiny keyboards. It's going to have a very proud space on my shelf, and often in my palm for years to come. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, and I hope to bring more videos like this out in the near future. See y'all next time.